Why is nobody talking about this thing? It's awesome. You know the Stream Deck? This is the Stream Dock by AJAZZ. It can work with Premiere Pro, it can work with Photoshop, it can work with OBS. It's so cool, but it took a lot of tinkering. And that's what I want to show you today. If you have one of these, you might not know the first thing about it, how to set it up. That was me only a couple hours ago. But now it's running and it's awesome. I set it up so I can easily access some of the apps on my Mac. When I'm in OBS, I can use it to switch back and forth between scenes. I can go to web pages. I also have it set to turn on and turn off certain things in my OBS scenes. So on the fly, I can turn off my camera just with the touch of a button. I also have hotkeys set up in Premiere Pro and in Photoshop for certain tools and effects and transitions that I can use. The trickiest part of this was setting it up for the first time, so I want to show you how to do that. When you first get the device, there's a link you have to follow to get the software. It works on Mac, it works on PC, but you need this software so you can apply the buttons. Once you have the software installed and the device is plugged in, it will recognize it in the software. And then on the left-hand side, you can go to the plus sign to create a new scene, hit the settings icon to rename the scene. You can also choose to make it your default scene so that it always shows up, or when the app is closed, you can have this certain scene of buttons show up when certain apps are open. On the right-hand side, there are useful tools that you can add as buttons. For example, you can have it go to certain websites. I click that button now, and it sends me to the KirkHMiller YouTube channel. There are all sorts of hotkeys. You can also customize what the button looks like. If I want this to be in a larger font, then it shows up great over here on the fly. The trickiest part was getting this thing to pair to OBS. To get this Stream Dock working in OBS, first you need to install the software, and if OBS is closed, I think you have to close it and then open it right back up again. But then, if we go into OBS, at the top you should see one called Tools. And I didn't notice there before, but I think now that we have it installed, there's one at the bottom that says OBS WebSocket Settings. This is sort of the pairing device that goes between these two apps. And I wanted to enable WebSocket Server. You have to turn that on or else it won't work. Enable System Tray Alerts, sure. And then it will give you a server port. It will give you a server password. And then it will also show you an IP address when you click Show Connect Info. Come back over to the Stream Dock, attempt to attach something to the Stream Dock from the OBS settings, and it will prompt you to connect. Plug in the IP, the server port, and the server password that you got from OBS, and now OBS and the Stream Dock are connected to each other via these server numbers. You can verify it in the bottom of the OBS WebSocket settings. There are a lot of really helpful buttons that you can attach to the Stream Dock in OBS. For example, Scene, and then I come to the settings, and I can make a certain scene show up just at the touch of a button, and it instantly adds it to the Stream Dock. I tested it on my live stream this morning, and it was flawless. I play the Wordle, I play the connections puzzles, and at the touch of a button, I can go to the different OBS scenes I have set up. I also have hotkeys that open the tab for each of the unique puzzles. When I play video games on my gaming channel, I can turn on and turn off my camera in the OBS scene. I can also bring up different graphics from different games. I also have buttons at the top to start the stream, to record in OBS, and to take a screenshot of my screen in OBS. The only drawbacks I've seen to the AJAZZ Stream Dock are pretty minor. The Stream Dock allows you to go back and forth between multiple pages, but there's not a button for pages, so you have to sacrifice one of the buttons for going back and forth between pages. The other quirk about this thing is this bar on the side. It's not a touchable button, it's just a display, and I really haven't found a whole lot of use for it yet. I'd love to maybe put a picture there, but I haven't found the button to do that. AJAZZ calls it the info board, and I haven't really found a whole lot of use for it besides putting the date and the time and the weather. I would love for that info board to have a mini picture of what my screen looks like, or maybe a picture to show what app I'm in. Right now, the weather's not that helpful. Do you have an AJAZZ Stream Dock? I'd love to hear it in the comments. I'm pretty impressed with mine so far. There are a couple minor quirks to it, and there's not very much online as far as tutorials or how to use this thing, in English at least. Hopefully the tutorial about how to pair it with OBS helped out. It's a really fun thing, and I hope you get to try this out too. There's a link to it in the description of this video. It works just like an Elgato StreamDeck, but is a fraction of the price. And it works just the same. Do you have one of these too? Tell me in the comments what you primarily use it for. Catch you on the next one.